breaking news tonight. Less than an hour ago, Governor Steve Bullock directed the closure of public K-12 schools for 2 weeks and strongly recommended social distancing measures to slow the spread of COVID-19. He said, quote, "As governor, it is my top priority to protect the health and safety of Montanans, particularly our most vulnerable, at a time when we face the potential for extraordinary health risks from coronavirus in our state. Social distancing is one of the most important primary protective measures to flatten the curve of this virus. I cannot underscore the seriousness of following these measures to help our neighbors, friends, and families," end quote. Governor Bullock said that Montana's public K-12 schools will close starting tomorrow, March 16th, until at least March 27th. During this time, schools will engage in planning to provide arrangements to provide free meals to students who need them, pursuant to a waiver obtained from the United States Department of Agriculture, and to provide for all other matters and services that students need in the event of future or ongoing closure. Schools will continue to receive all state funding during this 2-week closure. Yesterday, we showed you a list of Western Art Week events that have been postponed, and unfortunately, we have even more events to add to that list today. According to their website, the following events have been postponed: the Out West Art Show, the Great Western Living and Design Show, the Western Heritage Artist Footprint on the Trail Show, the Jay Conway and Friends Art Show. The list continues with the Wild Bunch Art Show, the Missouri Falls Fine Art Show and Sale, the Studio 706 Art Show, and all events at the C.M. Russell Museum, who were the first to postpone their events earlier this week. Here's some of the new postponed events from today: the Kira Furco Art Show, the Montana Watercolor Society at the Art West Art Show, the Celebration of Native Plains Artists, and the Paris Gibson Square Museum of Art Artist Reception and Talk. At this point, there are more events that have been postponed than there are that have not. Events are scheduled to start on Wednesday, March 18th, and we'll have more updates between you now and then if more events are postponed. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention made a new recommendation today regarding large gatherings or community events. Their statement reads as follows, quote, "Large events and mass gatherings can contribute to the spread of COVID-19 in the United States via travelers who attend these events and introduce the virus to new communities. Examples of large events and mass gatherings include conferences, festivals, parades, concerts, sporting events, weddings, and other types of assemblies. These events can be planned not only by organizations and communities, but also by individuals. Therefore, the CDC, in accordance with its guidance for large events and mass gatherings, recommends that for the next 8 weeks, organizers cancel or postpone in-person events that consist of 50 people or more throughout the United States. Events of any size should only be continued if they can be carried out with adherence to guidelines for protecting vulnerable populations and hygiene and social distancing. When feasible, organizers should modify events to be virtual. This recommendation does not apply to the day-to-day operation of organizations such as schools, institutes of higher learning, or businesses. This recommendation is made in an attempt to reduce introduction of the virus into new communities and to slow the spread of infection in communities already infected by the virus. This recommendation is not intended to supersede the advice of local public health officials," end quote. As you heard over the past couple weeks, you can find more information about anything related to COVID-19 at coronavirus.gov. For more information specific to Montana, head to covid19.mt.gov. Many senior centers across the state are also focusing on how to meet their residents' needs. Because elderly people and people with weaker immune systems are more susceptible to COVID-19, some senior centers have started to take extra precautions to keep their older residents safe. Benefit Senior Services and Highgate Senior Living have adopted a no visitors policy. While Highgate has closed their doors, internal activities will continue as usual, including daily and exercise luncheons. The staff is encouraging residents to practice social distancing, wash their hands, and follow a specific quarantine protocol should someone test positive for coronavirus. The Highgate community will also engage in an increased cleaning efforts and daily temperature checks to make sure residents and staff are healthy and sanitary. Highgate Community Relations Director Marilana Azor is hopeful that Highgate's decision to keep visitors out will be enough to keep coronavirus from getting in.
Obviously, it's a scary virus, especially for a residents' age group. However, we are confident with the visitor restrictions and the diligence of team member and resident screenings that we have put in place. We believe the risk is very low, and we intend on doing everything to keep the risk as low as humanly possible.
And of course, we'll continue to update you as other senior centers in and around Cascade County adopt new protocols in response to the coronavirus outbreak.